What up, Viking fans? And thank you for tuning in to the Skol State of Mind podcast. I know a lot of us out there are still suffering from the disappointing loss Sunday night against the Detroit Lions. Well, it is what it is. We can't change it. But thankfully, the Vikings put together a great 14-3 season, and we are in the playoffs. We have a game against the Rams Monday night, and we're going to see what happens. I'm not going to break down that matchup as of yet. I'm probably going to do one later in the week, but I got a topic I feel us as Viking fans should be talking about. I mean, we kind of talked about this topic before, but, with the great player Sam Darnold and playoffs coming up, it basically got lost in the shuffle. So the topic I'm talking about on this video is extensions. And it's not just an extension for KOC, it's also an extension for General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. And if you've been following my channel, you would know that I expressed that I personally felt Kwesi should have got his extension already. I mean, there's a couple of reasons why I felt that way. I kind of felt like everything he has done, not everything, let me back it up. Most of the things that he has done as the general manager has been beneficial to this team. Basically with, freeing cap space, bringing in good free agents. I mean, if you throw away his first draft, everything else after that has been, okay. You still have to wait for the players to develop. That was those draft picks. I mean, it is what it is. And one big thing also, too, is two big things, re-signed Justin Jefferson in the offseason long term, and also got Christian Darrisaw to get an extension long term. And even with that free agent class coming in, this offseason, they have made a big impact on this defense and an impact on the offense. So you already know who those names are. So I kind of feel like at this point, Kwesi should already have his extension in the bag. It should already be done. But one of the main reasons why I wanted it to be done now is because I feel like Kwesi's having an extension now will be able to help him, make more long-term plans for this team in the future, right? And I can't really see, the head coach actually getting an extension first. I mean, it can happen. It just kind of don't sit right with me because I feel the general manager should actually get his extension first. But this is where I feel some feathers are going to be ruffled within this video. But I just want you to sit back and actually think about what I'm saying. All right. And I'm going to break it down to you. KOC is a great coach. I'm not taking anything from him. He has his flaws. It is what it is. He's great in certain situations. In other situations, he's not. Now, his regular season record is 13-17. But let's break it down. First season, 2022, 13-5 record, winning the NFC North, bounced in the first round. We know that, right? 2023, 7-10, no playoff berth. 2024, 14-2, wild card, right? That's this season. So this is how I look at it. This is how it's going to get interesting. I don't feel Kevin O'Connell should get an extension right now, right? I'm not saying he shouldn't get one, but hear me out on this. So, hypothetically speaking, let's say the Vikings go into LA and they lose, right? I know we don't want that as Vikings fans, but it's a 50-50 chance. Let's say they go in there and they lose. That'll be the second time in Kevin O'Connell's tenure that he's had a double-digit win team go into the playoffs and be bounced in the first round. Some of y'all might say, well, they was on the road. Well, last time they was at home. So, we're not going to get into why they lost, nothing like that. But let's just say they get bounced on Monday, right? And then we got to start it all over again. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with Sam Darnold. We don't know that as of yet. But let's just say they go to JJ McCarthy as the quarterback for next season. Well, if they do, you automatically get, well, we're not going to be a great team this year. He might not hit the ground running because this is technically be his rookie season because he's been sitting on the sideline all year. So you kind of get an excuse if that season is not a quote unquote success. So y'all following me? So then he will actually, let's say they finish with a, 500 record, don't make the playoffs. So that'd be another season to where Kevin O'Connell does not make the playoffs. Right? You feel me? You guys following me? But now he actually has an excuse of young quarterback development, whatever. That's the same pattern that we had with Mike Zimmer with making the playoffs every other season until he couldn't do it anymore. And what I'm afraid of is this, is if the Vikings go to LA and they lose and they extend Kevin O'Connell long term, yeah, the quarterback situation is going to be going to be in flux. We don't know what Sam Darnold's going to do, whoop, whoop, whatever, right? But is this team actually making progress year to year? My opinion on that is coming into the season, all I wanted, was for the Vikings to get into the playoffs, win one game, and get into the divisional round. How my thinking is that you made the playoffs once. You had quarterback shit happen the year after. Now you got to build upon that and keep on going. Because the last thing I want is like the Vikings lose. You got to start looking at the situation like maybe, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah in the front office said, you know what, we're going to give you an extension, but we want to actually see what you're going to do with JJ McCarthy. We're going to see what that season looks like. I mean, it's a quote unquote lame duck year. And, some people out there be like, oh, he deserved it, everything like that. But you can't beat Detroit. You haven't beat Detroit in over 3 games. The first thing, I was taught in football is you have to win your division first. And Detroit has been smacking them around. And if he goes to LA and gets smacked again by, Sean McVay, we need to have that conversation. And this isn't anything saying that he should not get an extension, but maybe they should make him wait to next year to get that extension. If we lose. Now, if we go down and the Vikings play a good game and they knock off the Rams, in LA, they go to the division round, whoever they play, maybe they play Detroit again, knock them off. I'm like, yeah, boom. He made his adjustments. You feel me? He made his adjustments. He's able to coach this team in the bright lights. Like, because we always talk about the quarterback not being able to produce in the bright lights. But in my opinion, it's up to the coach to put him in situations to succeed in the bright lights. I'm just saying, this is a conversation we should be having if we lose. If we win, what is this extension going to look like? Because we already preparing ourselves for next year to be the quote unquote rookie year for JJ McCarthy. And that's going to be an immediate excuse on, hey, maybe this team, can't do what they did the year before. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to say it again. I am not saying Kevin O'Connell shouldn't get an extension. All I'm saying is if the Vikings lose, maybe you make him wait to year 4 on a lame duck year and actually see what that season is going to look like before you give him an extension. But for Kwesi, he deserves his right now because technically, like, it's up to coaches to coach the players, right? It's up to the players to execute the coach's game plan. But as a general manager, you're able to try to put the players on the team so they can get coached. So, hey, I know this might be something y'all might not be thinking right now, but I'm just thinking it. But you guys know how I ended. Much appreciated for you guys, rocking with me. Told you guys I'm going to be more consistent on the content. I got another video coming out that's going to be real interesting too. Skol, baby.